If you've ever felt guilty skipping a workout or abandoning a difficult project, stop blaming your character. That resistance is a biological feature. 10 million years ago, our early primate ancestors learned that fallen, overripe fruit offered a dense, immediate hit of calories. They evolved a biological drive to seek out this easy energy source, and that exact same evolutionary software is still running in your head right now. Neuroscientists call this cognitive ease, the brain's mandate to choose the path of least resistance. It instinctively selects the lowest energy option. This makes opening TikTok automatic, while writing an essay is a battle. Social media delivers instant dopamine, but abstract goals require immense effort. The modern world demands sustained focus and intense, long-term planning. Our biology actively fights against these demands to conserve energy. Trying to bridge that gap with sheer willpower is a mathematical impossibility. You cannot out-motivate millions of years of evolutionary programming with a handful of motivational quotes. Chronic procrastination happens when your ancient hardware collides with your modern environment. The brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. If you accept your willpower is fragile and easily exhausted, the solution becomes an engineering problem. You have to manipulate your physical surroundings to force the action you want. Author James Clear refers to this as choice architecture. Human behavior is overwhelmingly dictated by what is most visible and accessible. We rarely choose the best option. We choose the easiest one available in our immediate space. Using the physical environment to drive massive human effort is an instinct older than permanent civilization. Long before humans planted the first wheat fields, nomadic hunter-gatherers organized massive labor forces to carve and drag 10-ton stone pillars across the landscape at Göbekli Tepe in modern-day Turkey. Archaeologists have found large stone vats at the site containing traces of fermented grain. These nomadic people mobilized staggering amounts of labor specifically to create a communal environment centered around the high-calorie reward of large-scale brewing. If you want to accomplish a demanding task today, the strategy is identical. You design a space where the absolute easiest choice available is the one that naturally produces the highest reward. You can apply this same engineering logic to time. Consider Thomas, a security guard who worked a grueling night shift and spent his days exhausted. By sleeping through the afternoon and working all night, Thomas lived in a state of constant friction. Every attempt to study or learn a new skill required fighting off fatigue while existing completely out of sync with the rest of the world. The solution was an aggressive shift in his environment. Thomas rearranged his sleep schedule to wake up at exactly 5 a.m. This specific 2-hour window creates an impenetrable temporal environment. At 5 in the morning, there are no new emails, no social obligations, and no external demands. Biological willpower remains high because it hasn't been drained by the friction of daily decisions. Waking up early offers no moral superiority. It is simply a strategic maneuver to occupy a time slot where the friction of the outside world does not exist yet. Even in a perfect environment, you still face one final barrier, the internal friction of starting. Initiating a complex task from scratch always demands a heavy toll of mental energy. You can bypass this initiation cost through habit stacking. Instead of building a routine from nothing, you locate a behavior that your brain already executes on automatic pilot. When you link a new action directly to that existing loop, you hijack the brain's natural momentum. The neural pathway is already paved, allowing the old habit to naturally drag the brain into the new one. You can eliminate the remaining friction by intentionally lowering your quality standards. By giving yourself permission to make small, crappy things, you strip away the massive mental block of perfectionism. Take the artist Emile Ferris. At age 40, she contracted the West Nile virus. The illness left her paralyzed from the waist down and severely damaged the motor control in her drawing hand. Facing intense financial distress and physical pain, she bypassed her extreme limitations by simply returning to school and starting to draw without expectation. She spent a year slowly rebuilding her skills, allowing the physical act of starting to carry her through to publication. Momentum scales mathematically faster than motivation. Once you initiate an action through a low-friction system, the brain's natural tendency is to sustain it. Modern productivity culture insists that you have to fall in love with the grind. You do not need to feel passionate about a difficult routine to execute it. The people who appear the most disciplined do not run on a bottomless tank of enthusiasm. They rely on rigid, carefully engineered structures that make the productive choice the default setting, regardless of how they feel on any given morning. When you rely on these systems day after day, a psychological shift occurs. You stop trying to act like a disciplined person, and your identity shifts to match the actions you consistently perform. True discipline is never the goal. It is the inevitable side effect of a mind that has stopped fighting its own biology and started building pathways of least resistance. Stop burning your energy on willpower. Subscribe to the channel as we continue decoding the invisible systems that shape your behavior. And let us know in the comments below, what specific habit or environment are you going to re-engineer today?